Carnival City Casino near Brakpan played host to the final round of the SA Off-Road Car Racing Championship presented by APSA for the third successive year. There had been some rain overnight and conditions would not be as dusty as predicted for the first of the 338-kilometer laps of the Carnival City Casino 400.
Yeah? I'm really excited. You know, I've come to within 10 seconds this year of starting on pole, but for the first time, yeah, we're on pole and I'm really excited about it.
Well, we're starting first this morning. First of the specials, we seem to finish on the same time as Hannes yesterday. It's a bit of a rough section going out there today. We've got 400 kilometers of rough road, and hopefully we can keep it in front of all the rest of the specials. We need this win to win the championship, to keep Bat Racing in front for the championship this year.
The aerial visuals are courtesy of the Kopanong Hotel medical and TV helicopter and show just how muddy the short course was after the rain. Spectators turned out in their droves for what promised to be an action-packed day of racing. The route comprised 3 laps of a 138-kilometer course between Brakpan and Heidelberg, which included farmlands, dongas, quarries and mountainous terrain. The Carnival City Casino 400 would prove to be a true test of man and machine. Vos and Griffith were first away in the Nissan and knew full well that teammates Grobler and Leek would be piling on the pressure from the word go. And pile on the pressure they did. Enjoy the ride on board the championship-winning, proudly South African Nissan Hardbody. Berthold and Harkes desperately wanted an overall win to add to Bat Racing's growing list of successes. They led the Toyota Dealer 400 until they got lost and were again in contention before they got stuck in a large hole. It was expected that the special vehicles would come into their own on the rougher sections of the route, but would lose ground to the production vehicles on the faster, smoother sections. Corbett and Brouwer were expected to mount an early attack for the lead, and based on current form, stood as good a chance of winning the race as the leading pack did. The Duplessis brothers, with Lawrence at the wheel, are well known for their hard-charging style right from the start of the race. If the Jimco stayed together, and if Lawrence wasn't overcome by motion sickness, which saw him sit out the past 7 events, victory could be theirs. Mandel and Bond could only hope that ongoing gearbox and driveline problems did not rob them of the Class A championship, while Gibson would certainly not want a repeat of the Toyota Dealer 400, where he got lost coming into the finish with a race win in the bag and on 3 wheels to boot, and handed the victory to Corbett and Moore on a plate. Weir Smith and Minnett, back in the navigator's seat after a 2-race layoff due to a hand injury, were in a confident frame of mind before the start and had decided to adopt a more cautious strategy aimed at preserving the Jimco and hopefully securing the race win. Woolridge and Scholthammer survived a horrendous high-speed crash on last year's Carnival City Casino 400, which necessitated a complete rebuild of the Ford at SBM in France. Here's a look at what happened last year. Reinicke and Houghton, like the Ford pair, were hell-bent on ending Nissan's dominance and had decided to mount a charge for the lead right from the start of the race. They've been plagued by gearbox and drivetrain problems earlier in the season, but these now appear to have been solved. Enjoy the ride.
Wiper. That's on.
Grobler and Leek had closed the gap on their Nissan teammates to less than 30 seconds and were leading the race on corrected time, but Vos and Griffith were not going to be easy to overtake. They had made a successful transition from the near-standard Class D Nissan to the high-powered Class T machine. On board with Grobler and Leek as they homed in for the kill. Foss and Griffith wrong-slotted and the champions were well on their way, or so they thought. That was a cheeky move from Foss. Meanwhile, Berthold and Harkes were third and the leading special vehicle, and were closing in on the two Nissan crews who were going at it hammer and tongs. Grobler tried a cheeky move of his own. It didn't work out as planned and earned him a reprimand from Leek. Corbett and Brouwer were fourth overall and second in the special vehicle category, while at the head the two Nissan crews were still fighting tooth and nail for their overall position on the road. The shrill-sounding alarm was the new overtaking system installed in all vehicles, which is a proximity sensor that is effective at 30 meters. Anyone wishing to overtake activates his unit, which sounds off an alarm in the vehicle ahead, whose crew acknowledges that they have heard the alarm and will move over by activating their system, which in turn sounds an alarm in the vehicle wishing to overtake. Grobler and Leek were back in their customary number one position on the road. The problem with corrected time scoring is that the leading vehicles usually do not know how much time their rivals have gained on them. While Grobler and Voss were fighting it out, Woolridge quietly went about gaining as much time on them as possible, and was in fact the race leader at this point. On board with Grobler and Leek as they approached a mud patch. They overshot and were bumped by Voss, which damaged the cooling system on his Nissan. Grobler got away cleanly, but the incident cost him time and allowed Berthold and Harkes to close to within 30 meters, as the overtaking Hutter alarm confirmed. The back racing pair seemed to be a little impatient, and with good cause. They wanted the number one spot on the road, and now they had it. Gareth Walk in the O'Hagan's Kopanang Hotel Super Team Mighty Mag was involved in an almighty battle for the Class B lead with Rob Gurney from KwaZulu-Natal, who took advantage of this moment to regain the leading position on the road. Walk's charge would be short-lived, however. A faulty fuel injector throttle body sensor forced him to retire from the race on lap 1. Reinicke and Houghton were out of luck as well. A broken rear side shaft almost put paid to their challenge, but they decided to complete lap 1 with only front-wheel drive.
Okay, wat moet ek doen om net? Ja, jy moet net nie so sit. Ek gaan jou losmaak, dan kan jy hom heen en weer alles doen. Okay, maar waar is hy gelok nou? Hy is hier kom onder die rak. Nee, maar waar moet hy lok wees hierso? Jy stoot hom net tot daai lig af. Sorry, lig af. Een vorentoe. Ja, vorentoe, een agtertoe. Ja. Jy dan sien die lig sien, dan kyk jy.
It was a disastrous end to the Carnival City Casino 400 for Voss and Griffith.
Yeah, we were following Hannes very closely, and he overshot, and the so slippery on the right hand corner, he hit the brakes, and we just put the brakes ready to
aren't you guys going?
The radiator punctured.
It was a case of one down and one to go for Woolridge and Schulthammer as they passed the stricken Nissen and continued to increase their lead over Grobler and Leek.